Today we're going to start Pechesam at Bais on the very bottom, the bottom line.
Okay.
One more page. No,
Still a lot, I guess.
yeah, we did a full. No, we're up to date. Oh, Hashem. So it starts with Ve'amar Rava. The last statement we had from Rava was in the merit of Avraham Avinu saying Anochi Afer ve'efer. So we got two mitzvahs of the efer, the ashes of the paraduma, and the dirt of the saita. Now he says Ve'amar Rava, and Rava also says V'scharsha Amar Avraham Avinu, in the merit that Avraham Avinu said Imichut v'ad shruchnal, from a string to a shoestring, a shoelace, that I'll take from the spoils of the he's telling the king of Sodom that he's not going to take anything from the spoils of the war, that the four kings, the five kings. So because he says that Zachabanav l'shtei mitzvahs, l'chut shal tcheles or tzur shal tefillin, which two mitzvahs? So his expression was a string to a shoestring. So the chut, the string, that's referring to the chut of tcheles, and shruchnal, which is the shoelace, is the lace of the tefillin. So it's interesting. I remember listening to a shir on this years ago when I was in Kollel. Rabbi Heller was mentioning, he was learning a Rashi. Those days Rabbi Heller would give a shir Friday night in Chumash Rashi. Remember he asked, it says when they covered over Noach, when Shem and Yefes covered over Noach, they walked backwards. It says, and that's the zechus, we married it to the talus of tzitzis. And now over here it says we married to the tzitzis from chut shruchnal. So which one is it? So he said, well, there's the talus, and then there's the strings. So there, that was the talus, and this is the string. So it was medayik in the expressions. So the Gemara asks, Bishlam miritzu shel tefillin. It's appropriate to say that we merited to the ritzur shel tefillin because that's a big benefit to the Jewish people to have the tefillin. Because ksiv, it's written, V'ro kalam yaretz kishem Hashem nikra elecha. That all the nations of the world will see that that the name of God is upon you, is called upon you. Vitanya, and it was taught in the Bais. Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol Omer. Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol says, this is Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkenes, Elu tefillin sheberosh. This ben Horkenes was the student of Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai, right up here.
He was teacher, Rabbi Kiva?
Teacher friend, yeah. The teacher of Onkelos. This is referring to the tefillin sheberosh. That's the fear of God is upon you. The name of God is called upon you. So therefore, there's a big benefit that we have the tefillin. What was the story with the Alter Rebbe when someone fainted? Someone saw the Alter Rebbe, one of the ministers saw the Alter Rebbe and he fainted. And he said, why did he faint? Because he saw the tefillin sheberosh. So he said, yeah, but they don't always faint. They see tefillin, they don't know. He said, no, it's tefillin sheberosh. It's tefillin in the head. This is with Alter Rebbe or something. It's not on the head, it's in the head.
I didn't know that.
Ella. Oh, wow. Schadish. See this?
Yeah.
Ella chut shel tchelas. Rather, the string of the tchelas, what benefit do we have that we have a string over there of blue? We gain a lot of, what do you gain from that? The Tanya was taught in a Brisa. Reb Meir Omer. Reb Meir says, why is tchelas different? In other words, why is tchelas being chosen here over all the other colors? Because the blue of the tchelas is similar to the sea, to the water, to the ocean. Yam daimel rakia, and the sea is similar to the sky. Rakia daimel even saper, and the sky is similar to sapphire, which is blue. V'evan saper daimel kisya covered, And the sapphire is similar to the Kisei HaKavod. The Ksiv, to the throne, Hashem's throne. The Ksiv, Yoru, V'yiru es Elikei Yisrael, B'tachas Raglav, under his feet was the throne of sapphire.
So, Rabbi, why start with the ocean? They should go straight.
Okay, so 1 second. Ksiv Kamari Evan Sapir Demus Kisei, that the appearance of the throne was like sapphire. Rashi says that what's happening here, we're asking what is the benefit? What is the benefit to the Jewish people that we have chilas, that we have tchelas? What's the benefit of that? Rashi says the benefit is that when Hashem looks at his throne, he remembers the Jewish people that are wearing the tchelas. And the tchelas is comparable, the tzitzis, mitzvah of tzitzis is comparable to all the mitzvahs.
And
So
now
that
that we
puts
don't
us in
have
good standing by Hashem. The fact that it's blue, because that way Hashem will remember us, the mitzvahs that we do. Other Gemaras say this: you look at the tchelis and then you remember Hashem, because it's similar to the sky. This is the opposite. This is the benefit of that we get from the tchelis, because Hashem looks at his throne and he sees us.
What's the philosophy here?
It says the philosopher comes up once every 70 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Amen. Is that like a common knowledge? Like it's acceptable, or?
Well,
Groundhog Day.
Today it's assumed that the chilasin is the murex. Is that the murex, the type of snail? Murex. They said, well, sometimes there's, you get a lot of, it gets washed up. A lot of them get washed up, and it would happen like every a bunch of years. So he says once in 70 years it gets washed up. A lot of the. So, why don't we have the tchelis today? The Rabbi Shab said that it's not for this man. He brings from the Arizal that it's not for this man Agolas. I don't know, certain elements of the Lubavitch community, I think, should start wearing tchelis. That's my my chiddush. Okay. There's a big machlekes if it could be a snail, because it says hatzod chilazon b'Shabbos is chayiv. If you capture a chilazon, which is where the blue comes from, you're chayiv. Now a snail, you don't really capture, you don't trap. Tzad is to trap. A snail, you don't really trap. They said it must be a fish, not a snail.
Oh, you could trap a...
Yeah, you can.
Wrong word.
But the way they explain it is, look, you have to go down deep to get it. So that's why we're using the word trap. Now others, the people that are against it, said that's not called trapping. If you have a ball that's caught in a tree, and you get it, you trap.
But that's not how you trap it. You trap it like you catch a lobster, and you put a cage with a bait inside, and they come in.
Is it philosophy or something else?
They say that look, you just pick it up. It's something that you can just pick it up because it can't run away. It's not really trapping. That's the claim against it. It's a very interesting topic. We owe our information to the Redziner. It was a Rebbe 150 years ago or something. Okay, Amar Rabba. Rabbi says, Kosher Gezel Hanechal. It's difficult. It's something that's stolen, that's edible, that's eaten.
Before we go on, why don't Avram's children merited 613 mitzvahs?
Right.
It wasn't even because he did this they merited these two mitzvahs. They merited all 613 without any quotes against the 4 and the 5 kings.
Right.
There's certain mitzvahs that we have reason for.
I'm assuming that these are mitzvahs that we benefit from as well.
Maybe we benefit from. Who's our Avram's kids that he's referring to?
To us.
Exactly.
No, but there could have been mitzvahs that we have no benefit from.
Are you implying that there would have been 611 mitzvahs had he not done this?
No, but it could be that there would be mitzvahs that, like the Alter Rebbe says, if Hashem would command us to chop wood or something. But there are mitzvahs that don't give us a benefit. Here, the tefillin caused the fear on all the nations. The tzitzis, so these are mitzvahs that we benefit. There could have been others.
Could be that it's with the Rambam. The Rambam says it's a mitzvah to find out reasons.
Oh.
So
Uh-huh.
the Rambam says we do the Torah for no reason.
Uh-huh.
But if you could find a reason, it's a mitzvah to find it. So here we found a reason for it.
Uh-huh.
After.
They ask if Korach didn't rebel, if Lavan didn't behave that way, if Bilam, if all of these things, what would happen in the Torah? What would the Torah was before the.
No.
So the things, the combinations would be different.
Pesach Sheni.
Pesach Sheni.
It's supposed to be Tzlavchad.
Right.
Wow, good job.
So what would be in the Torah if these events didn't occur?
Questions for the Kohen Gadol are always welcome.
Amar Rabba, Kasha Gezel Anechal Shafil Tzadikim Gemura Meni Mechelim Lachziroi. Something that's stolen, that's eaten, even a tzaddik gomer isn't able to return it. Shenemar, as it says, that Avram's not going to take anything from the spoils, biladai, except for Rak Asher Achlo Anarim, what the lads ate. People that came along to fight, they ate from the spoils. That's the only thing that Avram is taking. He didn't want to take it, but it was already eaten. How is he going to give it back? You see, Kasha Gezel Anechal, that even a tzaddik gomer can't return it. Now, of course, it wasn't really Gezel. They were allowed to eat that. There were spoils for more. But nevertheless, Avram didn't want to have that and can't return it. Al Pidrush, they claim that what this means is that if someone eats without a bracha, so that's considered stealing from Hashem. This is Kasha Gezel Anechal. It's something that's stolen, that's eaten. That's because if someone eats without a bracha. So he can't return it. Because it says he steals from Hashem and from the Jewish people. Isn't that interesting?
No, Gezel stands for Gamzul L'Tov.
By Avram it says he didn't want to become rich from. He says Shalei Taimer Ani Hesharti Es Avram. You shouldn't say that I made Avram rich. The Chassidim say that Ani. You shouldn't say not that Melech Sodom made Avram rich. Shalei Taimer Ani Heshart, that the Ani Avram didn't want that after he won a battle that the Ani should say that I made Avram rich.
But he took from power. He didn't want to take from.
See, it's different because that was clearly from Hashem. Here, when you fight a battle and you take it, you can start to feel. So the Ani, not the Ani of Melech Sodom, the Ani of himself. Okay, Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon. Rabbi Yochanan says the name of Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon. Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon is Rabbi Shimon Yochai's son, and let's see if they have it. Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon, right over here. Rabbi Yochanan, much later, is saying Mishum. Mishum means that he didn't hear it directly. Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon is the most colorful of the Tanaim. That should be like the incredible, yeah, for sure. For sure, the most colorful.
Catching thieves.
Yes, most wild stories. Rabbi Elazar. It should be a novel, and no one wrote it yet.
Like, give us a story.
Oh well, he started off that he didn't study Torah, and then
Son of Reb Shimon.
and then he ends up carrying this man on his shoulder, Eliyahu Navi, and he had a tremendous appetite. He would eat from the everything that came out of the oven. He would just eat it up. Someone said that if you continue eating, there's going to be a famine, and he got upset. He took the donkeys, he put them on the roof. He carried them up on the roof. He was very strong. Then he gives some advice to a Roman about how to catch thieves. He ends up becoming a Roman police. And meanwhile, he's studying Kabbalah with his father. He's in the cave.
He was the one in the cave.
He's in the cave for 12 years, 13 years. He's considered the greatest tzaddik in the world. If there's B'nai Aliyah, it's only Reb Shimon and his son. And at the end, he doesn't get buried because the sages were against him. But people would go outside his house for court cases, and a voice would come out and give a verdict even after he passed
He was
away.
the first one who did surgery.
And then he did surgery that he cut out
After
fat.
he regretted being the policeman,
Yeah.
so he did tshuva on it. He started to fast. And he wanted to know if his
Well,
tshuva was accepted.
Right. It says he put him in that he went into a room of marble, and this is Gemara Avodah Zarah. He took out fat. He wanted to see if it
the
would
fat
rot
would-
or if Gehenna would have an effect on
This
him.
is af besori ishkan lanetzach, that a tzaddik's flesh never rots.
That's right.
So he took a piece of his fat and left it out outside to see if any of the worms or anything, and it didn't rot. So he knew he did tshuva.
You're right. Colorful guy.
And then I think it says his wife was nervous because she saw a worm crawling out of his ear. He was not buried for like 20-something years or something. And she said, no, don't. He came to her in a dream. Don't worry, I'm fine. It was just one time I heard someone say something against the Talmud Chacham, and I didn't say anything, and that's why I had him.
Crazy.
Rabbi Yochanan says in the name of Rabbi Elazar Bar Shimon, Kol makom she'atam motzei dvar shel Rabbi Elazar b'nei shel Rabbi Yossi Aglili ba'Haggadah. He says, whenever you hear anything in the name of Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Yossi Aglili, that's
It's
over
not
here.
Rabbi Lazar, though. It's a different-
No, this is Rabbi Yossi Aglili is in this time of Rabbi Akiva, and he has a son, Rabbi Elazar b'nei shel Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Asei oznacha kafar chesed. You should make your ear like a funnel. And this is what he says, in other words, to get it all. Lo miribchem mikol ha'amim. It's not because of your greatness. Chashak Hashem b'chem. That's why Hashem desires you. It's not because your amount of people. Rashi explains, Lo miribchem, what he wants to say is, it's not because of that you make yourself big, it's because you make yourself small. It's not because of your bigness, because of your humility. That's why Hashem desires you. Amalem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Hashem says to the Jewish people, Chashkani b'chem, I desire you. Shafilu b'shah shani mashpia lachem gedula, because even when I give you greatness, atem mematim atzchon, you make yourself smaller. Lefanai, in front of me. Nasati gedula l'Avram, I gave greatness to Avram. Amar lefanai v'anechi afer ve'efer. He says, I am but dust and ashes. L'Moshe v'Aaron, I gave greatness to Moshe and Aaron. Amar v'nachnama, they said, and what are we? It means we are nothing, that they should complain against us. David Amar, he gave greatness to David, and David said, Vanechi telas v'layish, I'm a worm but not a man. Avalev de kechavim Menachem, by the idol worshippers, it's not so. Nasati gedula l'Nimrod, I gave greatness to Nimrod. Amar hava nivna lanu ir. He said, let's build a city, we'll go and attack Hashem. Leparai, I gave greatness to Parai. Amar mi Hashem. He said, who's this God? I don't know him. L'Sancherev, gave greatness to Sancherev, and Amar mi b'chol alikeo aratzos. I didn't find him in all of the. Where was he when I attacked all those countries and I conquered the world? He didn't show up. Who is this God? L'Nebuchadnezzar Amar al b'masayav. He says, I'll go up on my altar, on my high place. So he made himself proud. That I sat in the strong places in the sea. Rashi says that he built a model of the seven heavens out of copper. And he went on top of it as if he would be God that's on top of the heaven. So he built these copper skies.
That was who?
No, this is Hiram. No, it's interesting. Hiram, because Hiram was a friend of David, and he helped Shlomo build the Bais Hamikdash. And then he gets criticized here. Amar Rava, v'itema Rabbi Yochanan. So that's interesting. We're going to have this a few times. Rava says, and some say Rabbi Yochanan said it. That, you see, it's... Rava says it here. This is Rava down here, and some say Rabbi Yochanan said it. That's a big gap there, and it's Gadol shenemar b'Moshe v'Aaron Yosem ma shenemar b'Avram. It's greater what it says about Moshe and Aaron than what it says by Avram, because by Avram it says the ilu b'Avram ksiv. By Avram it's written v'Anochi Afer v'Efer. I am dirt or dust and ashes. V'ilu b'Moshe v'Aaron ksiv v'Nachnu ma. By Moshe and Aaron, it doesn't even say that they're dust and ashes. It says, what are we? It means we're nothing. V'Amar Rava, v'Yitem Rabbi Yochanan. Rava says, and some say Rabbi Yochanan said, Eina Eila Miskayim Ela B'Shvil Moshe v'Aaron. The whole world only exists because of Moshe and Aaron. Ksiv Hacha v'Nachnu ma. Here it says, what are we? Ksiv Hasam, and it says, Teila Eretz al Belima, that he made the earth dependent or hanging on Belima, on nothing. On
the ones who have blima.
And which is the expression of Moshe and Aaron, Benachnu ma. What are we? So the Belima is on the one that say that they're nothing. That's what the world is dependent on. Amar Rabbi Eily.
Wait, but Beli means without.
Without
No.
anything. I
Without
don't think the
having
double negative is the
Oh,
problem.
okay.
Eliezer, Ela.
That was the expression in the Meek shall inherit the earth.
What is that?
There's an expression in the Meek shall inherit the earth.
Uh-huh. Amar Rab, it's either Rabbi Lazar or Rabbi Eily. Eina Eila Miskayim Ela B'Shvil Misha B'Eila Mesatzmei B'Shas Meriva. The whole world exists for someone, because of someone that closes his mouth at a time of a conflict, a time of a fight. They would say that you're never allowed to take revenge. This is what they told me in school. Remember in fourth grade, my Rabbi said you're never allowed to take revenge, except one time. He asked, when are you allowed to take revenge? So then he gave us the answer. He said, if someone insults you, what they really want to do is they want to hear you say something back. But you're allowed to take revenge. You don't do anything back, and you say nothing. Then you're allowed to not say anything. You don't have to give in. You can do revenge. So he says this is the whole world exists for someone that's able to stay quiet. Shenemar Teila Eretz al Belima. Now the word Belima could also mean that he closes his mouth, because Rashi.
Bolem.
Piv Boilem. Rashi brings from another Gemara that means the mouth is closed. Rabbi Vo Amar is Rabbi Vo. Rabbi Vo is here. He's under Rabbi Yochanan in Kasaria. Rabbi Vo says, "Misha mesim atzmai k'misha einai," that it's the whole world was created just for someone that makes himself as if he doesn't exist. Shenemar umitachas. Someone that's below, Zroy Yisraelim. He's the foundation of the world. We're putting a comma there, mitachas. Mitachas, comma, that person is the Zroy Yisraelim. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. My Deksiv, Rabbi Yitzchak says, what is the meaning of the verse? Ha'umnam eilem tzedek tedaberim mesharim tishpatu b'nei yadam. So we're going to translate here the word ha'umnam. How do they translate the pasuk literally? Do you indeed? Ha'umnam is do you indeed. Speak as a righteous company. Do you judge with equity?
Right.
The sons of men. So here we say ha'umnam. We're translating it, instead of do you indeed, we're translating it as umnas, which means a trade, a craft. Ma umnasi shel adam ba'olam hazeh. What is the craft of a person in this world? Yasem atzmei ki'ilim. He should make himself like a mute. The commentaries here, the Bali Musa, they say that there's two ways of making parnasa. One is you buy and sell, you do business. The other one is you have a craft, you have a trade. But if you buy and sell, then you have to invest. But if you have a craft, if you have some sort of trade, you don't have to invest. You know what to do. You know how to fix things. You know, so it says, how do you get the schusim? So if either you can go out and do mitzvahs. You have to invest. You have to buy a lulav. You have to do things. Or there's another way. You can have a craft. You have the craft. They say that if someone says lashon hara about you or something, so you can get all of their schusim. So here, you don't say anything back. So here they're saying that the craft, where you don't need to invest, and you can have all of that. So this is Mam Nasi Shalom Beilam. I say yes, Nasi Ki Eily. You can go back and say that you got it off. Okay. They base it on a Rabbeinu Yaina. Yachal afal divrei Torah. Maybe you should also be quiet for divrei Torah. You shouldn't say words of Torah. Talmud Leimar. So the teaching says tzedek tedaber. No, Torah you have to say. Yachal yeges daitai. Maybe you should get proud. Talmud Leimar. Misharim tishbetu b'nei adam. Misharim means a flat land, a plain. That you make yourself like a plain. That's how a person should judge himself. Amar Rab Zeira, Vitamer Rabba Bar Yirmiyah. Rab Zeira says, or some say it's Rabba Bar Yirmiyah, Mechasin. Okay, now we're back to halacha Gemara. Mechasin ba'afar yer nidachas. When it comes to Kisi Adam, you're allowed to use the dirt of an yer nidachas. The yer nidachas, the rule is a city that worshipped idols. So the people are killed by the sword, and everything in the city, all the possessions are burnt. So it says that you can't have any benefit from those possessions. Now we have a problem. If you can't have any benefit from those possessions, so why are you allowed to go take what was burnt? Well, maybe because Kol HaNesrafim off from mutter. Maybe after it's burnt, it should be allowed.
Yeah, but when you
It's also
burned
about
it out, you change the.
No, but it's only Asur Bana before it's burnt. Is Asur Bana even after it's burnt? Maybe it's based on a pasuk.
Why?
No, we have a rule
Why
that
Sefer
anything
first?
that's supposed to be burnt
So
after
only
it's
this
burnt, huh?
You know?
After it's burnt, Kol HaNesrafim afra mutter,
Right.
Kol HaNikbarim afra nasr. Anything that needs to be buried.
Talking about tumah?
No, just the.
Because you change the image of the material.
Avodah Zarah is different. You're supposed to take it and throw it in the Yam HaMelech. You can't have any.
You can use that light to build an Erev.
Indirect.
Okay, let's see. V'amai
Sir Allah and Rama.
Isurei Hanahu. How are you allowed to use the dirt of Yer Nidachas? It's something that's prohibited to have benefit from. Amar Zeir le'nitzcha ela la'afar afra. We're talking about the dirt of the ground, not the possessions, just the ground itself. Diksiv es kol shalatik by tzalteich rechayv seir rechayva v'sarafta. Mishein mechus shel kavitzu streifa. What are you not allowed to have benefit from? What gets gathered and what gets burnt. Over here you would have to lift it up, take it, uproot it, and then gather it and then burn it. And that's not included in what's forbidden to have benefits from. So it's only the actual possessions, not the dirt. That's one answer. Rava has a different answer. Rava says mitzvahs lav lehanis nitnu. It's no problem in the first place. What was the question? Why are you allowed to use the dirt to cover the blood after a bird or a wild animal is shechted, as if you're having benefit from that dirt because you're using it for a mitzvah? When you do a mitzvah, that's not considered benefit. That's not for you. You're allowed to eat the meat anyway. That mitzvah is for Hashem. So you're not having benefit from that. It says, mitzvahs lav lehanis nitnu. Mitzvahs aren't for benefit. That's for Hashem. So therefore, you're allowed to use the dirt from Yer Nidachas. Yosef Ravina become a Hashmaitzer. Ravina was sitting and he said over this halacha. Eisvei Rav Rechume le Ravina. So Rav Rechume asks Ravina, Shofar shalavetz kechavim layit kabay. It says that if there's a shofar, a horn, that belongs to Avodah Zarah, you're not allowed to use it for Rosh Hashanah. You can't blow it. My love, is it not imtaka layotza, that if you blow from it, you're not yaitza? That's a problem here. Because why are you blowing the shofar? For your own benefit? No. You're blowing it because it's a mitzvah. So what's the problem? You're not having benefit from it. It's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah you do for Hashem. It's not for you. It's not your own benefit. So why are you not yaitza? So it says like, imtaka yatza. If you blow, you are yaitza. You're just not supposed to blow.
It's crazy.
But really you're yaitza.
Unbelievable.
Now the Gemara says, lechatchila, you shouldn't be the yaitza. Lulav shel avodas kichavim layital. It says a lulav of an idol you can't take to shake. My love, is it not? I'm not the layatza. That if you took it, you're not yaitza. Why are you not yaitza? It's for Hashem. There's no hanaf that you get from it. It's just a mitzvah that you do. Gemara says, loy, im natal yatza. You are yaitza if you take the lulav, because mitzvahs lavli hanas nitnu. You don't have any benefit. So after we have all our great answers here, that when it says that you shouldn't take it, that you shouldn't blow it, that's only lechatchila, but b'diavad you yaitza. But for Hatani we have a clear brisa, taka la yatza, not the la yatza. The brisa says that if you blow from the shofar, you're not yaitza. If you take the lulav, you're not yaitza. So it's a kasha on Rava that says mitzvah lavli hanas nitnu. Why aren't you yaitza? You don't have benefit from it. It's Hashem that's getting the benefit. That's not your problem. Ravashi Hachiyashter. Ravashi says, hold on. Hasam, over there by these two things, by the shofar and the lulav, shiura be'inan. The shofar needs to be a certain size. It needs to be able to stick out of your hand on both sides. And the lulav also needs to be 3 tefachim plus an extra tefach to shake, right?
Did we not learn
Which is
just
four.
a few doctrine ago that you do get benefit from the mitzvah, say, of covering the blood, because you can sue somebody who covered the blood ahead of you?
That was Chaim's lecture.
It's a good question.
That was Chaim's share.
The what?
You hear his question? He said, over here we're saying mitzvahs lavli hanas nitnu. But you can sue someone that takes your mitzvah. So there's a monetary value to it.
400 zuz. It was 400 zuz.
10 gold zuzah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, you know, I listen to what you say.
It's true. There's a value to it.
If you wash, you have to bench. If you don't wash, you don't need to bench. Lulav, you have no choice. Shofar, you have no choice on the Eibush bench.
They were saying this is schar mitzvah or schar bracha.
If you have to go someplace.
So they answered
know.
that it's not schar mitzvah, it's schar bracha.